Every 2 seconds, someone in the world is forced to flee from their home, not because they want to, but because they have no choice. War, violence, persecution, and climate disasters have created a global refugee crisis that is one of the greatest humanitarian challenges of our time.
It's a beehive of activity at the Dadaab refugee camps in northeastern Kenya as the newly arrived register for refugee IDs. Since late last year, the camps have seen more refugees from the neighboring Somalia who are escaping drought and hunger.
As of 2024, over 110 million people have been forcibly displaced, more than ever before in human history. From Syria and Sudan to Ukraine and Venezuela, families are being torn apart. Children are growing up without homes, and entire communities are living in limbo.
Numbers currently are 135,000 profiled and undergoing registration in Dadaab, with an influx of about 2,000 per day.
Yet, despite the scale of the crisis, many of these stories remain unheard. Refugees are often reduced to statistics or caught in political debates, rather than seen for who they really are. Human beings with hopes, fear, and the same basic right to safety and dignity as any of us.
Early this year, the US government launched the Welcome Corps, a private sponsorship program that allows Americans to assist refugees arriving through the US Refugee Admissions Program and support their resettlement and integration in the United States. At one of the temporary resettlements for newly arrived and registered refugees, Nurtu Hussein is pondering her next move. Having fled food insecurity in Somalia, the mother of 7 says she hopes to resettle in the US.
Understanding the refugee crisis means more than knowing the numbers. It means listening to people behind them. It means asking what kind of world do we want to live in, and who do we respond with millions to call for help. We've all heard the rhetoric. They are taking our jobs, they don't assimilate, or they are security risks, but data shows otherwise. In the US, for instance, refugees contribute millions in taxes and open thousands of businesses. In Germany, refugees from Syria have helped fill labor shortages. The truth is, refugees don't want handouts. They want safety, dignity, and the chance to rebuild. But fear and misinformation too often stand in the way of compassion and progress.
Abdi Osman's homestead. He says life in Somalia became unbearable after he lost all his livestock to drought. He, his wife, and 9 children moved to the camp to seek help.
America is a land of opportunity. I have seen refugees who have been given the opportunity to resettle in the US, improve their lives after they get there.
The Kenyan government says it is working on a plan to integrate refugees, and it welcomes help from its partners to support the refugee population.
This isn't just a humanitarian issue, it's a moral one. How we treat displaced people reflects how we are as a global society. Will we be defined by walls and barbed wire, or by bridges and open hands? Refugees are not the crisis. The crisis is our failure to see them as fully human. So, what can we do? First, we change the narrative. We tell their stories, not as statistics, but as people with names, families, and dreams. We support organizations on the ground. We advocate for fair policies, and most of all, we choose empathy. Because in the end, the only thing separating us from them is chance. Thank you. It's at Focus 254, Sarah Mikati.